Hey, what's going on, everybody? Good morning. Good evening behind me, but good morning where you are. Welcome to a new show of the Daily Mind podcast. Thank you once again for taking the time to join me. And of course, on the last episode, thank you very much for joining me on that show as well. Oh, my mic almost fell. I'm telling you, this thing has just been bouncing all over the place. Thanks for taking the time to join me on my last show as usual. As we enter the last week of July. People, it's the last week of July. Maybe not the last full week, but it's the last week nonetheless. This Friday will be August 1st. We're already halfway through the summer. It goes by so fast, so fast, so fast. My only quip about the summer, this is my first summer here in South Korea, and I tell you, this is the hottest shit I've ever felt. Hell is not even this hot. And thanks for the love, wife. She is showing me love. Shout out to Ampy. Already showing me love on the show. Not even hell is this hot. People, you may find this hard to believe, but South Korea is pretty damn hot. Yes, it's hot out here. Like, I've been to many places, and I will tell you right now, there's no place as hot as South Korea right now. I may be bugging, but I've been everywhere just about, and this is the hottest shit. It's at 100 degrees. If you look at the 5-day forecast, it is literally above 95 all this week. 100 and 101 tomorrow and Wednesday. The heat index here reached up to 110 degrees. 110. I'm not joking. It's hot as shit out here. And Jay Haji, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by. Good morning to you. Because it is morning time over there, so it's early, right? It's nighttime behind me. Thanks for joining me. And yeah, again, it's fucking hot. I look how dark I got. If I take off my watch right now, I want to show you guys something, an example of how hot it is out here. Slam with work today. Hey, it's no issue, man. If you only can stay for a short time, it's no problem. Look at this shit. I kid you not. I'm tanned up. Look at it. Look. This is my original complexion versus where I'm at right now. It's pretty crazy. It's insane. It's hot. Anyway, welcome to the show. It's Monday, okay? I didn't wake up this morning to any more celebrity passings, thank goodness. We had quite a bit of that just last week alone. You know what I mean? I do plan on doing some shows based on some of the people that passed just in the week. I'm still working on the Ozzy Osbourne show. I'll be honest, I wasn't really a big Ozzy fan. I do like his cameo in Little Nicky and the show, the reality show that he had back when, I believe on MTV or VH1. And then, of course, I'm going to do a show on Malcolm Jamal Warner and Hulk Hogan. You know, because, again, I said this. Like, despite what you may think of Hulk Hogan and what he said in the past, you cannot deny the fact that that man has changed wrestling entertainment forever. If it wasn't for his star-studded appearance and aura back in the 80s into the 90s, we wouldn't have people like The Rock or, you know, Ric Flair. We wouldn't have, like, the Usos. We wouldn't have Joe Hendry, Kane, Undertaker. These people would not exist if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan helping to turn that organization into mainstream entertainment. But that will come very soon this week. I got a lot of shows scheduled. In fact, I got a show every day minus Tuesday. There's a lot of shows happening, so working on it. Aiden Fit, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining me once again on the show. Should be a really good one tonight. In case I know you're sort of new to the show, it's Monday. So on Mondays, what I usually do is I do this segment called "Is There Such Thing as a Stupid Question?" Now, I'm not quite sure if you're familiar with the website Quora. It's spelled Quora, and what it is basically a question and answer site where anybody can join. It's free, and you join the site and you answer questions. People they ask questions on it that I guess they wouldn't ask anyone in person, and it could be anything. They even have like different rooms and spaces for different topics of questions. But yeah, people just go in there and they just ask all types of questions, and people answer them. And of course, I answer them, to the best of my ability, and then I try to get some input from you guys, the audience, in regards to some of these questions. Let's just get into it. It will make sense as I go along. Again, the website is spelled Quora, and it's actually it's an app on Google and iPhone, Apple. It's a thing. All right, so I pull it up. I already got the first question, first line of questions that pop up on my wall at this time. Sorry, I got a mosquito or whatever the shit flying around me. First question. Let's see. I got a couple of questions already lined up here. Now, I read this question before. Let me see. Let me see. Hold on. Give me a second. I think I read this question last time. What happens if you don't take a shower in a week? I mean, I don't even know why that's a question to even ask, because I think it's quite obvious that after a while you might smell. I tell you right now, I could smell myself after 2 days. I'm jumping in the shower, because I think this question did come along before, and I had a couple of responses from people in the chat, and they were basically like, because I asked, how long can you go without a shower? And one person, oh no, it was how long can you go wearing the same pair of underwear? One dude came on my show and said he could go a whole week. I was like, no. Nah, a whole week with the same underwear is wild work. No, you there's no way. I think for me, at most 2 days, and that's it. 2 days. No more than that. I got to go shower and change. There's no way I think you should be wearing the same underwear past 2 days. That is diabolical work. You got to do something about that. And then what happens if you don't take a shower in a week? It's pretty simple. You're just going to start smelling. You're just going to start smelling. All right. Hold on. Let me see if I got another question.
Bacteria is going to eat your body.
Well, yeah, bacteria. You grow all types of stuff on you. It's not a good time. It's not a good time. All right. So next question I got here. Again, this is courtesy of Quora, Quora. And it's a segment that I do every Monday called Is There Such Thing as a Stupid Question? Which you're going to come to find out that not every question is a stupid one. I do come across some pretty serious questions on here, all right? So not every question is stupid, all right? You're about to find out. Have you ever kicked a customer out of a restaurant? Now, I'm not a restaurant owner. I've worked in a restaurant, a family business. I can't say I've ever kicked somebody out of a restaurant. But I can't imagine, what would be a reason for you to get kicked out of the restaurant besides, I guess, not paying your bill, just acting all ratchet, making a lot of noise, just causing a disturbance. That's the type of shit that will get you kicked out of a restaurant like super fucking quick. All right, next question I got here. Kind of light on the questions tonight, but let's see. God, and I get a lot of cheating questions on here too, I swear. Yeah. Okay, like this question here. I'm cheating on my husband with someone I've known for 10 plus years. The person is in a relationship too. I've always had feelings for this person, but they don't know I love them. What can I do? I love them both. Okay, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't fucking love them both. You're either going to choose one or you're going to choose the other. This is how people get unalived when you do stuff like this. You can't love them both unless you're one of those poly relationships that every member of the party is on par with, which it doesn't sound like this is the case, all right? If you are in a relationship and you've fallen for someone, I think it would be fair to tell the person that you're with before you move on to that. You can't just, oh man, I'm in love with this person. Yeah, I know I'm with this person, but I'm in love with them. No, you gotta fix what's going on home first before you sit there and venture out into the next thing and thinking it's going to be okay. And again, unless all involved are cool with being with each other, which seems to be a thing nowadays, these poly relationships are becoming more of a thing, go for it. But I don't know. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, my wife said it to me. She was like, if you were to fall for somebody else, would you tell me, right? And I said, yes, I will. Because why in the world am I going to go put more trouble than what's happening by just sitting there going off with somebody? And the longer that shit is happening, bad news doesn't get better with time. So it could be 6 months down the road and your wife finds out or your husband finds out. That's more damage than you just telling them right there on the spot. But, some people are just not as confrontational or mature, for that matter, than you think. Okay, so here's a good question, okay? Now, Burger King, I noticed, do this. McDonald's does not do this, but Burger King does this. The question is, why does Burger King serve Whoppers for breakfast? It makes no sense to serve burgers for breakfast. I think it makes all the fucking sense, and let me tell you why. First and foremost, I'm not a breakfast guy. And my wife will tell you, I don't go out to go get breakfast very seldomly, and especially fast food restaurants, I don't go and just do breakfast, all right? I have on few occasions gone to Burger King in the morning and ordered a cheeseburger, a double cheeseburger, or a Whopper. Yes, I've done that because I'm more partial to their lunch and dinner menu than I am their breakfast menu. Now, I've had Burger King breakfast before. I've had McDonald's breakfast before. But the thing is, McDonald's does not serve lunch until past 10:30 or around 10:30. But Burger King serves lunch for breakfast. So, somebody did answer this question, and this person's last name is King. How fitting. Michael King. Michael King, he said when he was on active duty in the Air Force, he worked a lot of night shifts and had Burger King on base and went in and asked for a burger, and they said, we don't sell burgers until 10:30 in the morning. So he replied that, quote, your slogan is have it your way, and my way is a burger at 7 o'clock. Wow, listen, you're taking that, have it your way a little too serious, a little too literal. All right. He also said we went round and round about it, and I finally went to AFES, who contract for base concessions. So AFES agreed with me and got with Burger King Corporation. An agreement was reached that on base, Burger King's will provide a limited burger selection whenever the restaurant was open. And Burger King recognized this, that this brought them an increase in business, which is true because I don't know if this guy is the one guy that has helped bring Burger King lunch to breakfast. But if you notice, most Burger Kings that you probably go to in the morning, you'll look on their menu and you'll see they got fucking Whoppers and the fucking classic chicken sandwich for breakfast. And you're like, what? Maybe this guy did it all. All right. You said Air Force BK probably stationed at Fort Dix. No, you'd be surprised. I'm in the military myself and I've done joint bases. Every fucking post I've been to has a Burger King. In fact, the one that I'm at right now has a Burger King. Burger King has an exclusive contract with their AFES, so they're on like damn near every single base. Every base I've been to has a Burger King. In fact, Campbell had 2 Burger Kings. Had 2 of them. Yep, 2 fucking Burger Kings. I kid you not. All right, and even where I'm at, where there's a Burger King, and where I work at, there's another Burger King. So they're around. They're around. It's just not an Air Force thing. Like I tell you what, any military post you go to their food court, you are bound to see a Burger King, a Popeyes, a Charlie's, occasionally an Anthony's Pizza, and what's another one you see quite a bit? Bundy, but that's more like in Europe. But you'll see those things. Taco Bell. Oh, you are guaranteed to see a Taco Bell on a military installation. No questions asked. And Subway. So those things, they have Arby's. I have never seen oh no, I lied.
Oh, and Baskin Robbins.
Okay, Baskin Robbins and Arby's. Yes, there's only one post I've been to. Actually, I lied. 2. And one was in Humphreys, and the other one was an Air Force base in Virginia. They have Arby's. Yes, they have the meats. Pause. Okay, so yeah. Burger King having lunch for breakfast works out for me because, again, I don't really do the whole croissant, which hash browns, I fuck with hash browns. I don't really do the sausage and egg and those things. A burger for me, I eat a fucking burger for sure. All right, you said when you was in Camp Lejeune, we had Panda Express. Okay, that's another one. Panda Express do pop up here and there. They're not, I think out of the 4 places I've been to, I think only one place had a Panda Express. No, actually, neither one of them motherfuckers did. In Alaska, the Panda Express was outside the gate. So every place I've been to as far as being stationed at, neither one of those things had a Panda Express, to my surprise. But other bases that I visited over time, a couple of them had a Panda Express. Panda Express to me...
Mung Chung?
What the fuck? Mung Chung? What's that?
Mung...
No.
No, the one that starts with the M.
Where?
It's an Asian restaurant.
And it starts with an M, and it's an Asian restaurant. And it's on a military post? Oh, that's a whole nother story. That's probably one of those localized concessions, but what it sounds like to me is it doesn't sound like a concession that's at every single place.
But they have it at Humphreys.
It's called Mung something?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm butchering the name.
Okay, well, you look up that...
Mung Chung?
Okay, stop. You're butchering the name and the language. Okay, hold on. Let me go look it up real quick. I'm going to go look up... I don't know. Anyway, my wife is talking about another chain that is on Humphreys. I don't know. I got to see. Maybe I could just Google it real quick. Okay, you said Domino's in all the Marine Corps bases. Okay, Domino's was... What?
What did he say, Mongo's?
No, he said Domino's. He's talking Domino's. Just type up Camp Humphreys food concessions, and then it'll tell you exactly what they have there. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up myself because now you got me looking at it too. Because whatever name you're trying to say, it's all wrong. Hold on, I'm gonna see what they got. Manchu Wok.
Yeah, that dude, Manchu.
Manchu Wok. That is the restaurant, people. Manchu Wok. My wife was butchering the fuck. I apologize to all the Chinese on behalf of my wife trying to pronounce Manchu Wok. It's Manchu Wok. Okay, that's another place I've seen on quite a few food like military posts. Definitely Manchu Wok. Yes, Manchu Wok. Manchu Wok. Now we got it. Okay, no clue about that restaurant. Look it up. It's kind of like a retail Panda Express. It's like Panda Express, just like Panda Express. It's kind of slotted between PF Chang's. I wouldn't even say PF Chang's. No. What's the Japanese restaurant that was right across from Popeyes? It was Ming Tree and Sarku. It's kind of like that and Panda Express. Manchu Wok. Look it up. I promise you, you've seen that shit a time or two. I promise.
Yeah, and they have Ming Tree too, right next to it.
And then there's Ming Tree. Place is fucking horrible. It's not great at all. Nobody ever goes there. The only time they go there is if Sarku is too crowded or it's closed. That's the only time. All right, so next one here is...
And Starbucks.
Okay, and Starbucks. Okay, hon, that's it. We're not going to... Starbucks. Starbucks is on every post. It's warranted. Starbucks needs to be on every post because motherfuckers need coffee. Motherfuckers are stressed.
Panera Bread.
Okay, and Panera Bread. All right, that's enough. All right, so next one here. Next question. Is it safe for a couple to have a shower together? Yes and no. Yes and no. I say yes because there's nothing cooler than showering with your partner, but it's also not safe because one slip and you're both falling down. I'm talking bam. You guys are both falling the fuck down, especially if it's not a walk-in shower. You're definitely gonna fall, bust your ass. Okay, so this person by the name of Kitty, all right, she answered this question, and the question is again, is it safe for a couple to have a shower together? So Kitty says it depends on the couple and the shower. Okay, she goes to say that I often shower with my warrior. Whoa, her warrior. Wow, those are words. It is a nice bonding time. We wash each other's bags. I get some touchy feeling time in, but we both like showers at a similar temperature. Okay, my wife and I, we took in showers before, and our temperature tastes are different. My temperature taste is too hot for her, and her temperature taste is a little too cold for me. So if you just got to get past that fact. And also, she also said the enclosure is big enough for both of us to move around easily. And I have a rather sexy setup with multiple jets so that we both get to stand under the water. And we're not in there attempting any sexual shenanigans that can result in someone losing their balance and bashing their head on the tub. Have you ever tried making love in a tub where you guys are both standing up in the shower? It's damn near impossible. It's damn near impossible. You're going to get hurt. Now, if it's a stand-up shower with enough space to move around, and to be honest with you, you know, shower sex is very overrated. Now, you know, a lot of people have said this about shower sex. They said some women complained and said that, you know, shower sex tend to dry them out. Water is not a very good lubricant. Water will dry you out. It is not the most comfortable place to take a shower. And no matter how much corn you watched, and that's the problem now. People watch so much of that shit, they get these ideas and think like, damn, I should try that. It ain't like what you watch in the fucking videos, I promise you. But, I mean, it works for some. It don't work for all, but I can tell you right now, it's shower sex is not, it's overrated, all right? But I will say this, if you're going to do it, use a walk-in shower. Don't try a tub, because you both going to be looking crazy. The ambulance is going to pick your nasty, your wet limp bodies off the fucking tub and take you to the hospital. It's going to be the most embarrassing shit, where they'll go home after taking you to the hospital and they'll talk about you and your hubby or whatever laying there looking crazy. Don't do it. If you do it, just take care of yourself. All right, next question here. I got, I don't know. People tend to heal and move on a little bit differently. The question is, how can I help myself get past cheating? Well, first and foremost, you shouldn't have cheated in the first place, but it is what it is. You cheated, how do you get past it, okay? Well, first off, an apology would help. I think the first major step into getting over your past cheating is apologizing to the person you cheated with. Now, whether they forgive you or not depends on them and how bad you hurt them. But you might feel a little bit, that weight off your shoulder if you just go and you apologize for starters, just for starters, right? Now, somebody did answer this question, okay? Person by the name of Corey. And again, the question is, how can I help myself get past cheating? Corey says, how amazing. Someone cheats on you and you've got all the bother of having to get past it. What do they have to do while you are making busy work of dealing with betrayal? You won't get over the betrayal. Broken trust and the feeling is going to happen again. Don't bother yourself with that. Instead, forgive them. Ask them to leave and take their cheating heart with them. Otherwise, you'll never get peace. You will sooner stop thinking about it and they will be doing it all over again. Now, don't get past it. Lose them instead. Otherwise, you'll be living your life always waiting for the other side, the other shoe to drop. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Best of luck. I guess they just cut and dry with that one. All right, and you said you've done it on the tub, still haven't fallen yet. Thank God. Okay, you're good until you try this shit when you're in your 60s, trying to have sex in the tub. Now your life alert probably won't work because the battery's gone. Your pacemaker died. And meanwhile, you're sitting on the floor wet and squirmy with your mate. Okay, I'm glad it worked for you now. When you get older, it's going to be a little bit tricky, all right? Now, when you get older, right, Lord willing, you get those showers and you get like the bars and poles and shit to hold on to in there so you don't bust your ass, and you get the little fucking little chair that you can sit in there so you could like sit and take a shower and you don't fall. Yeah, you can use that and she can just bounce on you the whole entire time. You sit in that little fucking old person chair and she's sitting there bouncing on you. Hopefully you don't break the chair and then you fall and all types of shit happen. Just be careful. No matter what age you are, and if you're attempting to make love in the shower, be careful. It's very dangerous shit. All right, next question. Let's see what we got. I tell you, these questions, they start off a little slow and then they just go into full gear. I'm going to invite some of my executive producers and co-hosts. Hopefully they'll be able to join. If not, it's okay. Sometimes lately they haven't been on, but Skinless Chicken Nugget has been on the show as much as possible. Everybody else, Rio stops by, and everybody stops by here and there. All right, you said, nah, once a cheater, always a cheater. I'm gonna have to disagree, but they'll always bring it up. Yeah. But once a cheater, always cheater. I mean, there are some people that will do the deed once and they won't ever do it again, right? But let's be real, to a point. In most cases, a person that cheats on someone and then do it again because maybe the person they cheated on is so easily forgiving. And they're like, damn, you know what? Shit, I cheated on this person and they just simply forgave me. Okay, let me go try this again and see what happens. And then before you know it, now you're doing this shit over and over again. This person is just falling for this shit over and over again. I don't get it. All right, so what's another question? Let's see what else we got here. I'm trying to see what else we got here. A little slow with the questions today, but I'm working on it. Hold on. All right, here's an interesting question. I think I just came across this one. Why do some parents demand respect from their adult children, even if they didn't show them respect when they were young? That's a good question. Nobody answered it either. It just popped up. I'm going to dig into that. I got to read it again so I can better understand it. Why do some parents demand respect from their adult children if they didn't show them respect when they were young? Because at some point, I guess, you're older, right? You're a little bit more mature. You figure your kid, or now adult kid, should show you some sort of respect. Time has passed by. Everybody's matured. Everybody's gotten a little older. You figure, okay, you didn't respect me as a kid, but you should respect me now because you're an adult. But guess what? If they haven't respected you as a kid, they're not going to respect you as an adult either. I'm going to be honest with you. That's why you need to establish that shit early when they're young, because you get, like I told my wife, right? If we ever have a kid someday, if they curse for the first time, it's cute, ha ha, he. But when it becomes chronic and they're sitting there spewing this shit all over the place and they're cursing at everybody, it's going to be hard to stop. And if you allow this shit all through their childhood, it's going to go right through their teenage years and then their adult years, and it's going to be like, well, this is how I was taught and raised, and that's it. There's nothing I could do about it. But that you should have done something about it years ago. You should have nipped that shit in the bud and had those kids show you respect, unless you did something to these kids to where they don't respect you. That's a whole nother story at that point. Okay, so the next question here is... Again, I get a lot of cheating questions, okay? This next question, is it wrong to be in a relationship with someone who is married but separated? Yes. Because they're still married, okay? I know someone right now who is married to someone, but they're separated, and he met a new girl, but he's still married, but separate. Now, you figure, this new girl that he's messing with should know better, right? Like, why would she take a chance with this married dude? But maybe the married dude fed her so much on her plate of either doo-doo, BS, or whatever, she fell for it. Now, again, the question is it wrong to be in a relationship with someone who is married but separated? Listen, you can't help who you fall for, but there are parameters. All right, you said because some women don't give a fuck either. They don't. Like, I tell my wife, like, look, I wear this ring every day, and you could tell.
If you're married and separated, you should just get divorced.
Right. Let's just say, for example, like my wife said, if you're married but separated, you should get a divorce. But, sometimes divorces don't happen overnight. Let's just say that they're in the beginning stages of talking about divorce, and they just decide not to live with each other anymore. You know what I mean? But they're still technically married. Like, look, me, for example, like you said, because women don't give a fuck either. So, Aiden, for example, right? I wear this ring every day. You could tell. Look at this tan line, right? I wear this ring. I go out, and you'll still get women that will shoot their shot. They don't care. Because to some women, it's like a sport. Like, if I could get this married dude, or like trying to figure out, well, what is his wife giving him? What can I give him that his wife can't give him? Kind of deal. Like it's some sort of like badge of honor to bag a dude with a ring on. It's terrible, terrible idea. But, again, if I would say this, like, I don't fuck with somebody who's married. Just clean your shit first. Move on with your shit first, and then that's it. So, again, the question is it wrong to be in a relationship with someone who is married but separated? A woman by the name of Rachel did answer this question. And you said, keep in mind, Aiden, you said women hate each other. I don't think they hate each other, but they sure as hell compete against each other. I don't know what it is. Women are very competitive against other women. I don't think they hate each other. It's kind of like, what does she have that I don't have? And, her titties are bigger than mine, and this and that. She looks hideous in that dress. It ain't even a matter of hate. It's just, I don't know. They don't hate each other. They just hate on each other, but I don't think they actually hate each other. No. But Rachel answered this question, and again, she said, it's not wrong if the person proved that they filed for divorce. If not, I'd wait until then. I'm a separated woman in a committed relationship with my new man. We've been legally separated for almost 2 years. My ex was abusive and wouldn't sign the divorce papers, so I had to wait a year later to refile. After refiling, I had to wait about 9 months for an arbitrator to be appointed and a court date. Now, my lawyer couldn't attend the court hearing, so I've been waiting almost 3 months for a new court date. I've assured my partner that I'm never returning to my ex, my children, and I don't have no contact with him. I'm literally at the mercy of the court. So, in other words, she's saying, as long as you got some sort of proof that you are divorcing this person, it's not wrong. Now, let's just say you're separated from your mate and you're meeting this other girl and you keep feeding this other girl, hey, I'm getting a divorce. Trust me. Meanwhile, he's still going back home to the ranch, right? To the mama cow, and he's still feeding off this new cow and shit. So he's sitting there playing this fucking game. At that point, then that's like, okay, this dude is playing you for a fiddle. He's trying to get his cake and eat it too. At that point, then you make that decision. You want to either go along with the charade or you just cut that shit short. You figure it out. And Jolie, you said, someone make us do that? Shit, you'd be surprised. Someone make us do that. You'd be surprised. Welcome to the Daily Mind Podcast. All right, next question. Let's see what we got here. Again, I listen, and I'm not making this up. I'm telling you, go on Quora, and you'll see that these people really do ask these questions. Like this next one, for example. Or somebody asked this: are you wearing any underwear? What color and what kind? I'm wearing Wrangler gray underwear. My wife is not going to tell me what she's wearing. That's fine. Because either way, I'm just going to take them off later. But anyway, somebody asked the question, are you wearing any underwear and what color and kind? And somebody answered this question. I kid you not. Somebody by the name of John answered the question. He said, I'm not wearing any underwear right now, and I don't plan on wearing underwear anytime soon. I find not wearing underwear more comfortable and more natural. Negro, are you crazy? You just cannot just go commando everywhere. Do you go commando at church? No. Do you go commando at Red Lobster? You definitely should not. And do you go commando on a roller coaster? Probably not. Jolie, you said, I'm not sure what you were saying, but I responded to the other guy because I don't like generalization. Let me be very clear, Jolie. This is not all women, all right? It's very simple. When I read it's a general question, right? Now, not all women play this game. Like earlier, I mentioned about women who go chasing after married men. There are women that do this. Not saying it's you, Jolie, but there are people that do this shit for a sport, and it's not cool. Now, you figured a guy would peep game to this shit, but men are stupid, all right? When it comes to women, like they get these mixed signals and think that, oh, this woman, I got her on a silver platter. Oh, meanwhile, she's sitting there hook, line, and sinking you in. You're just the prize to her. Not saying all women, but some women out there for sport, and men too. Men do this shit too. They do. Some men do go for married women because they're like, yo, your man is a lame. I got a bigger dick than he do, and that's it. Hook, line, and sinker, right? All right, Jolie, you said, I think there's people who use other people and it's wrong. Yes. One thing about human nature, it could be a beautiful thing and it's a disgusting thing because there are people that climb on the backs of others to get something. And there's people that are just honest and there's people that are just deceitful and just shameful. And yes, this happens. This happens more often than you think. Yeah. And the most important thing to remember is that there's always someone that has to pay the price. There's always going to be someone that's going to get hurt from these acts. All right. I'm not, like I said, if you're one of those people out there chasing married men or chasing married women, you better stop. It is dangerous for you. It's not going to be a good time for you. It's not going to be a good time. All right. So let me see how much time I got on this podcast. Again, the show typically goes for an hour. I'm at 32 minutes. I got more questions to read. And again, if you're new to this podcast, this is a segment that I do on Mondays. Is there such thing as a stupid question? Simple. I go on this website, Quora, look up some random ass questions and answers. I try to make sense of it. And of course, I always encourage a little bit of participation if necessary. Shout out to Jolie. Thank you so much for taking the time, showing some love, and of course, putting some input. Because one thing, Jolie, about this show is that we lack a female audience. This is not a show that is one-sided. It is split in the middle, hitting both sides. Both sides. So, I'm really trying to pick up a female audience. Like, I have a female co-host who joins from time to time. And then my wife who's sitting over there, she joins in time to time. In fact, she's on the chat right now. She's on the chat. All right, so let's get to the next question. I know that last one, the guy was very happy about not wearing underwear, which I guess it's fine. It seems liberating, but there's a time and a place. Time and place. Here's another deep question, all right? Again, I get a lot of marriage questions, a lot of relationship questions. Here's a deep question, though. It's not really dumb. But again, like I said before, not all these questions are stupid. This next question: is it normal for feelings in the marriage to change after 42 years, and how should you handle it? I can't imagine, you've been with somebody 40, 50 years and your feelings for them start to change. You guys damn near spent a whole half of a life together, and then you're deciding you're starting to get these feelings like, I don't know, I don't love this person like I did when I first met them. Meanwhile, 40, 50 fucking years have already passed, and you're already having these change of feelings. You're already about damn near in the dirt. Anyway, the question is it normal for feelings in a marriage?
Or what about the women that are together with the husband,
Mm-hmm.
and all of a sudden they decide that they want to date the same sex?
Whoa, hey, that's a whole nother story. Okay, my wife said, what if after all that time, man and woman is married, and then all of a sudden, one of them is like, you know what? I'm gay now. After 40, 50 years, I'm ready to switch teams. Are you crazy? I mean, at that point, I don't know what to tell you. That's gotta hurt more than any fucking thing. If you if you switch teams after 40, 50 years, I don't know. I mean, you got me on that one, hun. You got me on that one. I don't know. I mean, look, the fact of the matter.
I know people who've been together.
Yeah.
For like 20, 25 years, and then all of a sudden they decide that, oh, I don't want, I love you.
Okay, feeling change. No, you're right. Hey, Drip Too Hard, what's going on? Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning. How are y'all?
Good morning. I'm good. Welcome to the Daily Mind podcast. I do this 3-4 shows a week, and today we're just reading over some questions. So let me ask you this question, and thanks for joining. The question that popped up, all right, my wife just put some input to it. Is it normal for feelings in a marriage to change after 42 years, and how should you handle it? So, for example, let's say you're married, you've been married 20, 30 years, and all of a sudden your partner changes feelings or you change feelings. What's your take on it? What do you think?
It's smallly possible because feelings of yourself change all the time. I mean, in all reality, you're getting to know yourself and your partner over time for consistency and acceptability. You know, you have to, it's a job. It's basically something that you have to wake up and accept every single day. It's somebody growing with you and possibly switching it up. So yeah, it's possible for feelings to change, but if anything, they don't get less, they get stronger, and people compromise and get comfortable with one another.
You're right. You're right. And you know what? Marriage and commitment is scary because, you know, like this is, you know, you wake up next to this person every day. You make this commitment every day. And the scariest part is waking up one day and realizing you no longer love this person. That's scary to even think about, especially after 20, 30 years that pass by. Because one thing I always say is that marriage does not come with receipts. When you're done, that you don't get that time back. Now you're like 50 something years old and you're trying to figure it out. Like, damn, what do I do now? Am I still desirable at 50 or do I just stay alone?
Were you always lying to yourself? Exactly. The question is, were you lying to yourself? Were you lying to them? Were you just staying out of comfort? Like, you know what I mean? It also has to do with comfortability.
Yeah, a lot of people settle. I've read somewhere that nowadays a lot of people they tend to settle. And I'm like, that's not really a good idea because, okay, some people just want to say that they are with someone for the sake of being with someone. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to be alone, right? Of course not. But you're with this one person, you lowered your standards. Now you're with this person, you're like, okay, a few years go by and you're like, I don't know what I did. Now what are you going to do? You know what I mean? So, like Jolie, you said there's something you got to sit down and talk to them about.
You got to have somebody that you can grow with because if y'all are both going up together.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? No matter how long you're with this person, you will not ever learn everything about them. You can only learn as much as you possibly can while they're still breathing, but you'll never learn everything. Like everybody is somewhat of a closed book. You learn as much as you can. But that's the beautiful part about it, and that's what keeps it fresh. Because me and my wife, we've been together 13 years, right? Oh, she's got her damn headphones on. Yeah, we've been together for a while. Thank you. And we've been together for a while. There's still things I'm learning about her as we speak. Okay, now, do you still feel like there's things you're still learning new about me? Even despite how long we've been together? Like, we're never going to learn everything about each other. But if you are attentive and you pay attention, you will learn something new every damn day. Every day is a school lesson with this one.
Process, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people don't think about that with marriage. It is literally a growth process. It's not just something you say I do to. When you say those vows, you better mean them. Them vows mean things. Words mean things. You know what I mean? So you got to stick with it.
Yeah.
You got to stick with it.
I kept asking you, are you sure you want to marry?
Yep, and I'm sure, and I'm still married to you to this day.
Because I'm only married once and you're going
That's
to
a beautiful.
My wife's,
That's awesome.
Thank you. My wife's Puerto Rican, so I tell you right now, she said I'm already going to the grave with her, so no matter what I do, I'm not going. I'm with her. That's it. And she know where all the knives are and everything, so I believe her. I'm not fucking around.
She will not divorce you. It's easier to kill you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's cheaper to keep her and just be happy. But no, these things. I can't imagine like being in a relationship and then my partner's like, yo, I don't love you no more, or I, something else. She turns gay or whatever, and I'm just like, it's been like 40 years. You must have been hiding this and holding this in for over 40 years. But it is
This
what
chick
it
is
is.
like, can I legally marry my car? Yes, you can actually. You can legally marry your car. Just
But it's
not,
Mm-hmm.
some people do that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
Okay, I got some.
you have to be willing to grow with people. You have to be willing to accept the unacceptable because you chose that person. And literally, when they say till death do us part, it's really about making it work. Like, that was a signature that should be like confined forever. That's like a tombstone, pretty much.
Exactly.
Yeah, it really is. It really is, and I say you hit it on the nail. But a lot of people like the idea of marriage nowadays has totally changed, and people lot less people are getting married too nowadays as well, and that can be for the best in some cases. Like marriages today are not like when our grandparents and great grandparents were married. You know what I mean? And they got married at ridiculously young ages, like teenagers. But nowadays
Selection
the
was
idea of
limited back
marriage.
then.
Hmm.
The selection was kind of limited back then. So when it came down to them, they found
Yeah.
that one and only, and they only had that one and only.
They didn't have social media either. So that was another big one.
Exactly.
It was like the local person in the town, and that was it.
Like
There was no
500
social
people in
media.
the state.
Exactly.
Exactly.
There was no interference. So it was like, yeah. Skinless, stop playing around. Chill out. So the guy, Skinless Chicken Nugget, in the chat, who said something about marrying his car. He's one of my executive producers and co-hosts who tends to pop
That's
in here
awesome.
and there. But yeah, I got a few co-hosts that jump in, and they just give their 2 cents and stuff. Like Captain James 994, he's my executive producer and co-host too. And Jolie, you said, I mean, women couldn't work or anything, so they had to marry back then, which is true. It's sad.
It
It's
is
not funny,
beautiful.
but no, it really is. It was either she got, she was married, she cooked and clean, and just took care of house. You know what I mean? Nowadays, women have more options, so they're not slated to just marry and just lay in bed all day and pop out kids. Now they
But
go out and do things. They don't have to get married like back then. You know
back
what I
in the
mean?
day,
What?
Education
they
and
got married
opportunity is
and they
available.
still went to work
Yeah,
and
exactly.
cook and clean, take care of the house and the kids.
Well, yeah, that's all they had going for them back then. That's the point that they were trying to
That's
make.
a
But
job, though.
nowadays,
Healthy things work as well.
would you say, Drip? Let me ask you: would you say being a housewife is a job?
It is.
Yes. Yes,
My
it
wife
is.
says it
I got
is.
2 kids. Trust me, I have a job and a house, and taking care of both of them is a job because you got to do finances, cleaning. I work at a hotel as a leasing manager, but I also clean there, so I might as well just be at home. If I can get paid for cleaning at work and get paid cleaning for home, taking care of kids, you might as well just work at a daycare. You know what I mean? Children are your responsibility, not only your loves. And the household. I got animals. I might as well work at a daycare. I
You
might as
got
well work at a
you
pet
got a
shop.
lot going on.
Yes, but that's the thing. Life is a job in itself. You work to stay alive. You know what I mean? If you really think about it, the enjoyment is when you're done with your day and you're like, damn, I did all this.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You
no,
know?
you're right. I've had this discussion. Some people don't think it's a job; they think it's an obligation, but it's really in
No.
itself. It can be a job. You know what I mean? It's a lot happening. It's more than just a 9 to 5. It's a 9 to 24 hours, basically
Yes, it
being a
is.
housewife. So I
You're not
mean,
obligated to do anything in life, really. You just do what you
That's
have to
right.
do, and you do what you want to do later.
yeah, and you're right. You're not obligated to do nothing. You're not obligated to have kids. You're not obligated to get married. There's like societal norms. Like that shit kills me. It's like, oh, by the time you get 21, you got to have this and that and this and that, and it's not like that no more. You know what I mean? What 21-year-old
It
is
was
going
life
straight to
expectancy.
college with a car? Mm-hmm.
That was the
It's not
thing.
like
It
that
was
no
life
more.
expectancy back then. So by 21, they had to have certain things lined up. And right now, we have way more opportunity because of the medical field. We are living a lot longer, obviously, but we need to take in consideration that when it comes down to relationships, the opportunity is the fuck up. It's the fact that there's way too many options, and that's the reason why people come out of like 40 years and they're like, you know what? I don't think I love you anymore. Hold on you love her and you just feel
No,
like there's other things out there that are good for you too. When in reality, you just got to be comfortable where you're at and make it work.
See, Jadakiss said it best. He said options is a beautiful thing. I think yes, options is a beautiful thing, but too many options is dangerous. You know what I mean? And then one thing about human
Exactly.
beings is that we're never satisfied. We always got to have something better, something more. Where you think you're at the line where you're good with the kind of car you got, the kind of house you got to get more. So, of course, the same thing with relationships where,
But you know
okay, you
what?
think you found your
A
rock,
person,
but now you got to find more. Hmm.
nah, but they
No,
have
I'm
that
sorry, go ahead.
saying. A person, they have that saying that a person with a car, who's riding the bus is jealous with the person in the car. A person who's in a wheelchair is jealous with the rest person in the bus, and the person who has no legs is jealous of the person in the wheelchair. And you know what I mean. So there's always somebody who wants something that you have. Be appreciative of
Oh,
what you
yeah.
got. You know?
I've actually seen that as an illustration online one day. I've seen that as a cartoon. Yeah, I think we're talking about the same thing. But yeah,
Yes.
where life is just nothing but a totem pole where you think you're at the most of the bottom, but there's somebody way down at the bottom that want where you at your bottom, and then so on and so on and so on. Life is just one strange totem pole. You know what I mean? Like we're always going to be forever chasing what other people have, and you get to a point where you just stop. What's the point? Like at the end of the day, and as morbid as this is going to sound, all we're doing is chasing the opportunity to be in the forever box because everything that we'll do up to this point, to that last breath, won't
Nobody
even
wins
matter
in
no
the
more.
game of life. Nobody
Thank you.
wins in the
Everybody
game of life.
loses.
Mhm.
Everybody loses. Yep. And
Nobody.
Skinless, stop talking about my
Who
hat.
gets it? Yeah, it's who gets that sooner. That's it. It's okay.
It's a rat race
I,
to nowhere, to just end up being in the box. That's it.
yeah.
But
So really, 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 we gotta enjoy the simplicity in life. Having a companion, having a relationship, whatever it may be, gay, straight, whatever you want to be, it's just
hmm
comfort. You have somebody who compliments you. That's what my mother always told me when I was younger. Get with somebody who compliments you because that'll make you every day realize that you're a good person and that person is good for you. You know what
but
I
you know
mean?
what else? No, I got you. But you know what else is being comfortable and having a relationship with yourself first and foremost. Because if you don't love yourself and do for yourself and accept who you are, you nobody else will accept you or love you until you do for you. That's the most important part. I think people just need to come to terms with themselves, humble themselves, right, and just be like, yo, I'm me. I'm unapologetically me, and this is just me. And if you can't accept it, that's it. I'm not going to change for nobody. That's it.
Exactly. Be awesome. Love who you are.
Hmm.
There's a beauty in being comfortable. There's a beauty in being satisfied because all you need is a roof over your head, clothes on your back, food in your mouth, and somebody to be there to talk to, even if it's yourself in the mirror sometimes.
Exactly. And sometimes every day you got to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, yo, how can I be better than I was yesterday? And how can I
Look at
be
the tattoo
better
I got for that
tomorrow?
proof.
Hmm.
So
Exactly.
when I'm in the
Now,
mirror, that's what I see. When you read it, that's what you see, and that's what you are, because we are all made in the image of. You know, tell me who you woke up and tell you who you are. So that's why I say have somebody around you that compliments you. So if you believe
oh, yeah.
this, you can feel that power. You can feel that strength because I think, therefore I am. And in relationship, that's how it is. I think everything's gonna go good. I have to act upon it.
Which brings me to a good question. This is not even off of this. This is a good question. What do you believe? What's your thought on affirmations in the relationship, like compliments and things like positive things that you can say to your partner? Do you think that enhances the relationship? Because I read a question like that before. Affirmations in the relationship. What's your take on it? Just compliments and
In
stuff to
all
your partner.
reality, it depends on how they feel internally. I am a big complimenter. It makes me feel good to make people feel good. You know, whatever they're
Hmm.
doing. If it's a fat person who's working out, getting skinny, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, "Yo, you fat?" I'm be like, "Go ahead, girl, get your shit on," because you know you're working towards losing weight. Or you know what
Right,
I
right.
mean? Or in a relationship, I tell my best friend, "Hey, you're handsome every single day," but he has a self complex where he's like, "Ah, I'm fat. I gotta work out." I'm like, "Yo, but you look good. If you want
That's
to look
me.
better, you know what I mean?"
That's me.
Yeah, it's like you know how that boy does that underlining. Damn, you look good, but you know you would look better if you had your glasses off or something like that. Nah, you look good with your glasses on because you can see. You can see now. Can you see me? I see you. You know what I mean? Like, so it's the
No, I
affirmations are great in a relationship. You don't want to overdo it because you also don't want them to feel like you're boasting.
yeah,
Peacocking
because
is a
they'll
real.
start to. Yeah, because they'll start to be superficial in a sense. Like my wife will tell you, she's on the chat now, and she'll compliment me, and I'll be like, "Nah, I'm alright." And she'll be like, "Why would you talk down at yourself like that?" I'm like, "Well, that's how I feel, you know." And even with the affirmations,
It
they
depends on the
help.
day that you're having.
Yeah,
They help, but it
exactly.
depends on the day that you're having. So maybe it might turn your day around, and maybe it might make you feel like, damn, they're doing too much. But either way, it's never bad to make somebody try and feel good.
Exactly. And then Captain James, I'm not LL Cool J. My wife has this thing about LL, and no, I'm not LL Cool J, for the love of God. It's bad enough they already think I look like Steve Urkel, which I debate this on every damn episode that I have. I don't look like Jaleel White. Sorry, I don't. I don't. All right, here's the
Not
next
too
question.
much.
No, see, okay, well, a little bit. I'm gonna just, I'm just gonna accept it.
Nah.
I'm just going to accept it. That's it. That's it. I'm done.
I have a crush on Steve Urkel. I don't think you look like Steve Urkel.
I don't think so either. But I've heard that all my life, even when family
I'm not
members.
saying you're not cute.
I mean, family members.
Respect to the women, bless you.
Nah, at this point, I'll just live the lie. I'll just take it. All right, I got another question lined up. I'll just live it. Is 47 years old too? I mean, I'm sorry. Is 47 years old too old to expect to find true love? That's a
No.
question on here. You think it's too old, or you can find love at any age?
No, my mom got married at 60. You find love when you
Wow,
find love.
60? Wait, was that her first marriage, or was she married previous?
Second marriage, but you know what they say, sometimes the second round is better.
I know that all too well because I'm on my second round right now, and we've been together. We're gonna be married 13 years. My first marriage lasted about 5 years. The first marriage. So sometimes, yeah, the second go around is a lot better. And Captain J, you said third time's the charm. I mean, shit. I mean, who was it? It was Elizabeth Taylor. She was married, I believe, 6 to 7 times. That, I mean, if it didn't work if it hasn't worked the first couple of times, do you think a third time is good to get married?
The point is you're giving yourself in dedication. That's the thing. You are attempting.
Yes.
Marriage is saying, listen, I'm doing this with you. And if it doesn't work, that's what divorce is for. That's why you can get into a relationship and break up. You are not like defined to anything, but that is you giving that full force that you can. Marriage is like, I'm throwing my all into it. There you go.
Right. Oh, man, your outlook is people need to see that more for what it is. I mean, some people will be like, oh, well, she's got married like 6, 7 times. It might be something wrong with her, but maybe not the case. Just maybe not the case. I mean, marriage is kind of like
growth process.
but it really is a growth process. And then stop talking about Family Matters down there. It's sponsored by Cocoa Butter. Hey, yo. No, we're not sponsoring Cocoa Butter or any sort of weird oils on this show. That's crazy work. But no.
You know, true.
What? What's true?
It's better to give like 20 or 30 people a chance
Yeah.
at love than giving one person 30 chances.
Misery.
Wow. That's pretty deep. My wife was like, it's best to give 20 to 30 people a chance of love than giving one person 20 chances. That's pretty deep. Because, yeah.
Redundant.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Something goes over, when they say that insanity is when stupidity goes over and over again. You know, eventually you're gonna stop hitting the wall. You know what I mean? Like a bumper car. You're gonna stop running into each other and start going past. So after giving somebody X amount of tries, you have to realize that they're not learning their lesson or they don't want to change. So she does make sense there. It's better to give 20 people a try than 20 chances to one person. But maybe after the third chance, they'll learn their lesson too. So maybe there's a limitation. 20 may be too much. Maybe you go for 3 strikes and you're out, you know? So it's a here nor there.
That's true. And no, my wife doesn't write for Lil Wayne, babe. They like your little knowledge you just dropped there. That's actually pretty deep.
That's what I did.
That's actually pretty deep.
You're out.
3 strikes and you're out. I mean, hey, everybody deserves at least a chance or 2. I will say that. But I think after some time, like you said, you hit that wall so many times, I mean, at that point, the wall breaks. That's it. You know? So, but 47 years old, like you said, your mom got married at 60. So it's never too late to find somebody. You know, nowadays, people are waiting longer to get married. There's people now, like, I think I read somewhere where like also women are having kids later in life in their 40s. They're waiting longer, and then people are just waiting to get married at a later age, which I think is fantastic because, I mean, dating in your 20s and 30s should be a thing, but like you got to crush a few rocks to find the diamond, right? Until you find that. And as you date, you mature because
and if you stay together for 30 years, you're ready to marry for the next 30.
I agree. But also, like, when you date, you're learning something with every single date. You're maturing to the point where you know red flags. You know more of what you want. You start downsizing your choices as you get older to where you actually find this person and you're like, okay, boom, I can make this work. Now, getting married at a young age, the first time I got married, I was 23. And I thought I was in love, which I guess I was at one point, but it didn't work out, you know? But now I know where I'm at with the second one. The second time is a go-around. Second time go-around works out. So it works out.
That's the thing. I was gonna say, I'm sorry, I have like a horrible memory. I have a brain.
No, go ahead. You got the floor. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, when it comes back to me, because it was something that you had said about your wife. I apologize. I haven't smoked this morning yet.
It's all good. It's all good. It'll come back around. It'll be like some sort of trigger word or something that would just pop that up. Listen, I'm 40 years old. I'm already slipping, and at certain times I just got to re-spark that memory or something.
You just said you're 40. Bless you, baby. I would have never guessed it. I'm 37. I feel you on that right now. You know, they say
I would have never guessed that.
Chocolate is beautiful.
Listen, I get that all the time because if you see my dad is older than me by just 15, 16 years old. So obviously he was doing some shit when he was a teenager he wasn't supposed to be doing. But when they see me and him together, when we're together, they think we're brothers. And then when he tells people this is my son, they're like, no way. And they're like, because he looks fairly young. He just has a beard, a really salt and pepper beard and dreadlocks.
That's cool.
Yeah. He looks like a guru of some sort. Very knowledgeable man. All right, let me see what else we got.
I remember what I was going to say now. We were talking about marriage, and you said women are having children at a later age, right? So remember how I said it's the fact that medicinally we're better. Like, we're getting healthier now, so women can have babies at a later age. There was something else that your wife had just said. I just slipped out of my head. But yeah, women can marriage is a financial institution. Back then we married because of love and lack of options and comfortability and dedication. Now it's like, all right, if I'm gonna get married, I know that half of everything I have is yours. I know that we have to put a prenuptial agreement. It's not like that. I know that this is going to be a legally binding thing where I got to take your name and there goes the four children of the future, because, you know, it's not like, oh my God, our bloodline. Now it's like paperwork and houses and cars. It's all on paper now. That's what makes it a lot less romantic, you know?
It feels like a corporate merger marriage nowadays. It feels like two major companies are meeting together to help support each other with new ideas and new product and all that shit. That's basically, marriage is more contractual, like you said, than love. Because as soon as somebody get divorced, prenups, property, child support, like back in the day, you didn't get divorced. You stuck together through everything. You know what I mean? That's why grandparents are still together nowadays. But today, it's all contractual. It's like, all right, I want this. You're going to give me this. You get to see your child every leap year, and that's it. It's more...
You said child every leap year. That's crazy. No,
every fucking leap.
You had said earlier that someone has said, oh, what if you're married for 20, 40 years, and then all of a sudden you decide to get with the opposite sex? I believe that was your wife had said that. If you decide to be gay. Listen,
that means that whole time you had to be.
Yeah, but maybe, the whole time you liked the opposite sex or the same sex, and it was just something that you had to self-accept. You know what I mean? That's why.
But 20 years though. But 20 years you've been.
I'm type gay, so I mean I have 2 kids. Well, obviously means I'm with men. I'm technically straight, but in all reality, who don't love bitches? You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's just you know? And then on top of that,
shit happens.
You know, it happened. And on top of that, not for nothing, all the mixes of our races and ethnicities and DNA, we're looking prettier and prettier nowadays. We didn't have all this sexiness when we was younger. So guys are looking more sexy feminine, and girls are looking a little more sexy masculine. And, it depends on how you feel. Back then, it wasn't right for a woman to wear pants. So now that she can wear pants, it's like, oh shit, let me sag them. Oh snap, you know what I mean? So it takes time to learn that about yourself as well. So if you're 40 years in a marriage, you decide, you know what, I think I was always gay. Well, then you know what, you like the masculinity in the woman you was with, or you like the femininity in the man you was with. So that's what it is. You guys compliment each other at that point, but then you're like, maybe they went more towards their side instead of what I'm looking for. So it happens. It really does. But I think I'm 50% of myself. So it works.
You'd be surprised. Captain James, executive producer, co-host, man. He's the one that put me on to TikTok, because I was never really a big fan of TikTok, and this used to be just a regular podcast. But ever since he put me on to here, it's gotten to a point. You know what I mean? So he's the. I got some people that kind of work with the show that puts it all together. And I'm not Jaleel White.
That's
See you,
what's up.
Jaleel. Get out of here. Yo, chill
No,
out.
not. I like this. I like this. I used to be on like, what was it, Meet Me and stuff like that. They used to do lives. I was on their live, but I was always working out and giving advice. It was good stuff. TikTok came out, and I was like, that's a certain age group, which is where
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
falling into. So I'm getting into it now. It seems like it's pretty cool, but I love that we can talk about things and give each other advice and talk about real stuff. This is like way better than Oprah.
Well, see, the thing is with this podcast that makes it somewhat pretty unique is that it is a society and culture podcast that covers everything from A to Z. But we really talk about
Yeah.
shit that nobody really talks about. Things that I guess some people see as taboo. Like we done an episode on sleepwalking the other day, and you don't see too many shows talking about sleepwalking. It's all the same relationships, this and this and that and sex that. But we talk about anything that comes to mind that I come across in my, during the day becomes an episode. It could be anything. So we just talk about it, just about anything.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about these mosquitoes in Florida.
Oh, see, I was gonna ask because I had you pinned for New York because have you ever been to New York before?
I'm from New York City. I just recently moved out to Orlando, Florida, and my dogs just got out the back of the house. They escaped my
Oh, you better
yard.
get
Look
him.
at my puppy.
I knew it. I heard New York somewhere up there, and I was like,
Yeah.
you don't look
I'm
like
from
you in New York, but
Yeah.
okay.
I'm in Florida
Okay.
now. It's better for my kids. They have autism. I was tired of going to parks and having to grab up other people's children. Like, yo, who the fuck this belongs to? Because he's picking on my kid, and I will fight a kicker. I'll fight an 11-year-old today, So I was tired of doing that. Came down
Sometimes some
to
11-year-olds
Florida.
got to get beat up sometimes. I mean, sometimes. But no,
Yes.
I'm from New York
Yes.
myself. My wife's from New York. I'm from Brooklyn. She's from Queens. I just have
the
a heavy
Bronx.
New York accent. From the Bronx. Damn, we're just almost coming full circle. Nobody from Staten Island
Yeah.
ever comes on this show, but they don't count. But no, like
They don't.
she doesn't have a New York accent. I get talked about this shit all the time. It comes out, and since I've been in the military, it came out more because I never really heard it. I've heard it growing up that people are like, oh, you talk funny. But like, as I got in the military, and in the military, you come across people from all walks of life. I mean, every and anywhere, accents, dialects, everything. So I started hearing it more. Like when I say hot dog and when I say water, like it came out, and I was like, okay, what the fuck? Do I really sound like that? And sure do. My wife makes fun of me all the time.
Listen,
but
when
she
you're
don't
from
have
New
an
York,
accent.
what other accent is there?
Well, shit.
What
Who's
other
in the accent in New York?
I was in Virginia, and they had their own specific accent, and because I'm a military baby as well. I was like, what are
Okay.
y'all talking about? They have like this weird accent in Virginia. I came down here to Florida. They got a way deeper accent. They're just a lot slower when it comes down to talking. The only thing I love is I get
Yeah.
to cut my grass every morning. I get
That
to
looks
be
great
outside.
out there. See, there's no grass to cut in the
It's like
Bronx. You can't cut that.
Oh,
Oh
you
shit!
can
Oh
depends
yeah.
on where you live. I lived in Morris Park. You find a nice little area in the Bronx to cut grass. We got houses out there. So
Oh,
yeah,
Morris
technically
Park.
you do. But it's just, I live in Pelham Parkway, like going towards Orchard Beach.
Oh shit! By the 6 train. Okay, I
Yeah.
for lack
I'm on
of
the 5
I
line, but I got you with that.
okay. I had an ex that lived on the 5 by Baychester. That area was fucking crazy, especially late at night. I would go like visit her and then go up all the way back to Queens by the subway. Baychester Avenue
Oh,
train
yeah.
station at night.
That's fine.
Dangerous work. Fuck no.
That's fine.
But Morris Park is cool though. Morris Park used to be a predominantly Italian white neighborhood coming up like 70s,
I learned
80s.
Italian before I learned Spanish. You already know.
Yeah, the Morris Park is it's a nice area. The Bronx is such a different place. Oh my god, like gentrification is
mixed. Yes.
man, let me tell you
We got
something.
little Yemen, we got Chinese cities, we got Italian cities, we got Jewish communities, we got all types of stuff out there. If you want a melting pot, that's the Bronx.
The Bronx has kind of always been the melting pot, but the Bronx was so segregated because you had the Italians on Arthur Avenue, and then you had like the blacks and Latinos by like 149th Street. Then you had like the rich white people by Morris Park, Orchard Beach. Like every time I went to New York back in February, every time I go to New York, it's such a sad sight because these new Lego looking buildings come up. Everything is so gentrified. The old skyline, you can't even see Manhattan
As I
half the
told you,
damn
I work
time.
in property management. I'm there every single month, and every month I'm looking up like, what the fuck? Where did this come from? Where did this come from? And they all look like exactly what you said, Lego box. It's Lego City all over. It looks and it's disgusting. You get out the airplane, you're like, yeah, I'm in New York, and then you breathe in, and you're like, oh. But then you're like, all right, I
It
get
blows my mind.
The flavor is good. The food is amazing. People are nice. Everybody's always complimenting each other. People out here in Florida are fucking weird, but It's just better community when it comes down for the kids. The pricing is ridiculous, but we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that because
Oh no, no,
listen,
that's
what I hear
understandable.
out here, yeah, it's ridiculous. And
It's
it's
all
just
about
after all
growth.
the time you spend traveling in New York, all the time you spend traveling, you spend like 80% of my day in trains and buses, as
Hmm.
perhaps the 25 minutes it takes you to walk somewhere over here.
Yeah, it's different when you because I told my wife like the military has bounced us all over the place. I was like, we're never moving back to New York City again. And her family, she has family up and down Florida on like north and south ends of Florida, and we talked about it. We were like, well, we probably move to Florida because I don't know something about palm trees, seeing palm trees, some shit you don't
Oh,
see in New
well,
York, just seeing them in the
yeah.
wind. It's beautiful,
Did
no
you
matter what
know?
time of the day.
Did you know they started planting fruit trees and palm trees in New York City because they changed the earth like axis shifted a little something like that. They're considering New York now tropical weather.
Yeah, I read that New York City is now they say subtropical, which is blowing my
Yes, so it's
mind because
there.
I'm like, that's crazy. A palm tree in Queens or in Flushing Meadows Park will blow my fucking mind.
Yo, but they got my idea right then in hand. I've been saying since I was a little kid I wanted to plant
It
fruit
should be
trees so that people around could just come by and take a fruit. Just come by and take an apple. Come by and take an orange. You hungry? There you go. Forget hunger and homelessness in New York when you got it like
Shit,
that.
let me tell
Southside
you,
trade.
New York, grow a guava tree or a palm tree in New York City and let the homeless try to take it. They'll be like, no, you can't take that, and they'll try to arrest them. It's New York City, you know what I mean? Like, you can't even like sell fruit on the street without a permit. So you imagine like.
That's true. Yeah, but they making it too easy to sell everything in the street now. So I
True.
got out of it.
books. Remember?
True. Like my wife mentioned books. Like remember how they used to sell books,
Yes,
like
all
on
the time
like
I
Jamaica
know.
Avenue, 125th Street. You don't see that
Yes,
shit no more.
150 is all full of books. Now the libraries are closed.
Yeah, the libraries are closed. You can't sell books. Nobody's reading books anymore. Everybody's got
Barnes and
phones.
Nobles
You know
ain't
what I
even
mean?
around.
Barnes and Nobles.
What?
I haven't
What?
seen a Barnes and Nobles in New York in a while, but they still exist. Barnes and
They
Noble's still
only
a
have
thing. I
one of them.
just
It's on 86th Street. Yeah, it's only one on 86th Street in Manhattan.
oh damn, that's
This
up the
man
east
said
side
nobody
too.
reads books no more.
I'm
This
dead
man said nobody reads
serious.
books
Remember
anymore.
that Barnes and Nobles
Nobody reads
down
books no
Sixth
more.
Bridge?
And where?
I read books. Look at all these
Oh
books.
no, I'm not saying you
Kingsbridge,
don't
yeah.
read books, but let me tell you something. You
I
get
know
on the
you're not.
train and you don't see nobody reading a book anymore. Everybody's on the phone. There used to be like newspapers too. All right, Captain James, I'll catch you later, man. You have a good one at work. Shout out to Captain James.
Bye,
You get on the
Captain James.
train. You get on the train nowadays. You don't see nobody reading a newspaper, or AM New York or New York Post. And now that the subways have
They made them
Wi-Fi,
free too. That's the crazy part. They made the newspapers free. And still, people ain't reading them.
exactly. What the fuck? Like that's crazy. Let me see. Where am I at right now on the show? I think I might have hit my hour mark. Yeah, I went over an hour. That's pretty dope. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me see. I might just read one more question before I wrap up the show real quick. And listen, Drip Too Hard, thank you so much. It's not very often we get intelligent guests that come here and speak their mind and articulately. And I appreciate it. Hopefully you'll be able to show up on more shows. I think I just sent you a follow as well. And I do this show like 3, 4 times a week. And if you go on Spotify, you'll see my entire playlist of over 500 episodes that I've done. I've been doing this for like almost 3 years, but I only started doing this on TikTok in October on my 2-year anniversary. So, yeah, I upload some episodes to YouTube, and then all these episodes, like right now, I'm recording it for Spotify. So you can hear this whole show on Spotify. So it's actually pretty cool. Let me see. Hopefully that's not a bother to you. I don't know if people like being on Spotify and shit, but I haven't had any complaints yet, so I'm just gonna roll with it. All right, I'll read one more question, and we're gonna wrap up the show. Let me see what we got. Try to find a good question. Let me see. I'm trying to find something though. Okay, so this is a stupid question. Why is Five Guys so expensive? I think we know why Five Guys is expensive. So the way you ever had Five Guys, the restaurant before, right? Have you ever had their burgers, fries at Five Guys? Oh, I can't hear you. I think your thing is on mute.
Quality products. That's the reason why.
Yeah, they said that everything is fresh. It's made to order. Like there's not frozen anything. And then if you notice, Five Guys uses peanut oil, which is not cheap. It's canola oil is not good for you, but places use canola or vegetable, but peanut oil is more expensive. I remember the last time I went to Five Guys, I went to visit my aunt in Orlando, Not
No, it's
Orlando. I'm sorry, in Florida somewhere.
yeah, you're fine. In
And
Orlando, Florida.
she spent, I don't know how much she spent on fucking Five Guys. It was like a second mortgage. By the time you
$30
got
on a burger.
three, I kid you not. And Five Guys is one of those places like you go one time in a while and that's it.
That's a
You don't
treat.
go.
That was
It's a
McDonald's
treat
back in the
place.
day.
Shit, let me not even get started with McDonald's. I remember at one point McDonald's was considered a romantic date place.
Yeah, McDonald's was a treat for kids once a month if you did good and stuff like that. My kids eat McDonald's like 3 times a day now. It's so terrible.
Shit, let me tell you. I remember the kids that went. Like, remember back in public school, you had that one kid who went to the doctor during the school day and then came back with McDonald's, and all the other kids are just looking like,
Jealous.
what the fuck? Jealous as shit. Oh my god. Hey, hun, you ever remember that? Like kids that go to school, like let's say they're at their appointment, come back with McDonald's. Did that used to make you mad?
It didn't make me mad. I'm like, why the hell? What the hell are you doing coming to school like that?
I would have just never came back to school. Like I would have just took
The
the day off.
audacity, right? Yeah, stay home.
Especially
Stay
when
home.
they're
Yeah.
overweight.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know about the overweight factor. That never bothered
No,
me. It was just the
I
fact
felt
that
her on that. If you fat and you coming in with a freaking 2 burgers and you're not gonna be able to share some fries with somebody, I feel her on that.
that's wild. No, I just used to think like I'm hungry. That's
Nah, that's
it.
greedy of you to come into the and have all them chicken nuggets. You can't spare one chicken nugget. Nah, you definitely right on that.
Okay, I guess I could kind of feel that, but no, McDonald's was so different back in the day. It was so different. Okay, I'm gonna read this. This is a stupid ass question. I don't even know if it's a stupid question, but again, this show highlights things that we don't ever really think about. Like this one question here, I'll probably wrap it up after this. Why do some hot dog franks come 10 to a pack and hot dog buns are 8 to a pack? You ever think about
Because
shit
not
like that?
everybody likes the bread.
Well, that's true too, but I've never seen anybody eat a glizzy with no bun though. That to me is wild.
Exactly. Or
Children,
maybe
you cut up the hot
Okay,
dogs and
kids.
put them in spaghetti.
She made a good point. You could take a hot dog, because some kids are picky eaters. Take the hot dog, cut it up, put it in like SpaghettiOs or noodles or something like that.
Little kids.
But I never thought about that. When I go to the supermarket, I don't think about shit like that. Like 8 buns and 10 hot dogs
Rice.
or rice. I don't know about
Pork and
rice.
beans.
Rice. Okay, pork and beans.
Yeah,
Like
pork and beans.
Frank and
You
beans.
put hot dogs in rice. You put hot dogs in soup.
Actually, cooked beans.
Soup too. Cooked beans.
Cooked
Yeah, the baked beans with hot dogs is
a
good
can
too.
of black beans, and then you chop it up for the extra protein. You chop up a boiled hot dog
Okay.
for the kids.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm actually
And
gonna read
also
an
for
answer
you
to
to
this.
buy second pair. Think about that one. If 8 come in a hot dog pack, right? Or it was
Mhm,
six. So then you buy 4. So it comes 8 in the hot dog buns, and then you buy 16 in total. So that means that you have to buy 2 packs of hot dogs. That's what it is they want. So you're gonna even it out in numbers by buying more packs of hot dogs. Rather, so you buy like the 16 pack of hot dogs and you have 16 buns. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or
right.
you buy the 12 pack and you buy 2 packs of buns. So it just depends
Mm-hmm.
on what they want you to spend.
See, when
It's
you
a
said
plot.
hot dogs, I heard that accent. As soon as you said dogs, you said hot dogs. I was like, that New York accent hasn't left at all. It has not.
Nah, no
Don't
matter
lose
where
that
I'm at.
accent. Don't lose
I
the
promise,
accent.
I promise. But I definitely gotta sign off for a little bit. I have to get to work, and my kids just woke up, so I'm gonna serve them breakfast and head out. It was lovely hanging out
Thank
with you
you.
guys this morning. I will
Oh,
be back.
thank you. And yeah, and you'll get notifications now. One real quick. Some people don't get notifications, but I will do my best to make sure you get the notifications if you get a chance. I know
I'm
you
signing
got.
up for your. I'm subscribing. I'm signing up. I'm gonna get notifications turned on and everything. I love this pod. I love that you're out here talking about all different things because it's hard for people to just talk about random shit. Trust me, my conversation will start in Egypt and end with a mop bucket. You never know. You know what I mean?
That's where this show goes. This show goes everywhere, especially when we do our Friday roundtable episodes where it's a freestyle Friday. We talk about any and everything that you could put down as long as it don't get us cut off. We talk about it all. But listen, I do appreciate you stopping by the show. Thank you so much for the follow. And then you take care of your busy morning because I think over there, it got to be like 8, 9 o'clock over there in the morning.
It's 8:30 in the morning right now, so I'm getting ready for the day. Enjoy the beautifulness. As the heat advisory is 98, so stay happy, stay healthy, stay hydrated, everybody.
All right.
Please.
Shit, I'm trying. I'm dying out here. We're dying
No
out here,
dying.
but we're doing the
Number 1
best.
rule, no dying. Number 2 rule, stay lit. So about to do that
I
right
like
now.
that. Well, Drip, thank you so much. You enjoy the rest of your day with the
You as
kids
well
and the
too. You and
dogs.
your wife, many blessings.
And she said many blessings. She's got her headphones on and crocheting. She in her own world right now. Oh, you hear her?
I can see her too. I said,
She's on the show. All right. Well, you take care. I'll see you around on the next show, hopefully. Okay. You have a good one.
Guys, you have a good one. Bye, y'all. Stay safe.
All right. Thank you. We will. We will. You too. All right, folks. It's not often we get guests on the show, but it's always a great time when we do get guests. All right. The show sounds like it's going to start winding down. All right. I read some questions, got some input, got some answers. A lot of things happening. My wife's on the show. She hears everything. I forgot she's on the show because she's over there in her own little world crocheting. When she gets in that mode of crocheting, that's it. Nothing. You can't tell that woman nothing, but she is listening to the show, though. I'm trying to get her on live with the second mic one day, but the time will come. It will come. All right. Well, maybe I might read one more question, and I got to start getting ready for the night because, you know, I got to go to work, too. I got to get up, too. All right. I got one more question, and I'm just going to leave all else alone. Let me see. Maybe I'll just read something simple, not too crazy. What the fuck? Okay, here's a. Oh, hey, hun, get a load of this question.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop?
Okay, so my wife asked the question because I always encourage questions of you guys asking. She said, how many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop? The answer is the world you will never know. So they're really, okay, actually, you know what? It's time to go to the Googles. Let's go to Google real quick because you know what? Nobody really knows how many licks. Okay,
One, two, and it took it.
Okay, the owl cheated. The owl took 2 fucking licks and bit the whole. That's not how Tootsie Rolls are to be eaten. Okay, I'm going to type this up real quick. In fact, this is going to be the last question. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? Okay, not the Little Kim song, how many licks. We're talking how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop roll? All right. There's actually an answer to this question. I kid you not, there's an answer. Now, in the commercial back in the day, the kid asked Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop? And he goes, let's find out. And he goes 1, 2, 3, and then he bites it. Now, it doesn't take 3 licks in a bite to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop. You go ahead and try that with your teeth. You're probably going to crack at least 1 or 2 of your fucking teeth instantly. All right. According to the Googles, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a standard Tootsie Pop? It takes roughly 1,000 licks. I don't know anyone who sat there and licked a Tootsie Roll Pop 1,000 times to come up with this, but I'm pretty sure if you took 3 people and you sat there and it would probably vary, probably similar, because you got to take into account how big your tongue is, how wide your tongue is, and see, this is getting weird. All right, it says it takes roughly 1,000 licks to reach the center of a standard Tootsie Pop, according to Time Magazine and Life Sciences. However, this is just an estimate as the exact number can vary depending on the individual and the specific lollipop. So let's just say for the sake of argument, it takes a minimum of 1,000 licks. Some people can finish in 800 licks. If she can finish in 300 licks and she can finish a Tootsie Roll Pop in 200 licks, you got yourself a keeper. You got yourself a keeper. I don't know anybody that can finish a Tootsie Roll Pop in 200 licks. That's a tongue of fury. It says, here's more detailed breakdown of this question. This is the bonus question, and then we're going to wrap up the show. Scientific research. Again, how many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop? Researchers have used mathematical models of fluid dynamics to estimate that it takes about 1,000 licks to dissolve 1 centimeter of candy. Yo, it's not that serious. They're doing science experiments because of a fucking owl that said that it takes 3, or some kid asking the question. They're doing scientific research on this. Tootsie Pop size. A Tootsie Pop is a little over 1 inch in diameter, about 2.5 centimeters, which translates to roughly 2,500 licks to reach the center. And factors like the strength of your tongue and the specific shape of your tongue, which I said earlier, affect how quickly you dissolve the candy. So if you got that tongue that make people squirm and scream, maybe you might finish that Tootsie Roll Pop faster than other people. Maybe you might finish it in less than 1,000 licks. But I think it's very clear that 1,000 licks...
Maybe they won't.
Maybe they won't. I mean, that depends on how good your tongue skills are. Now, how many licks do you think you can finish a Tootsie Pop?
What?
Okay. Okay, we're going to find out tonight. Anyway. It's well, like I said, look, whatever your tongue work can do to make the Tootsie Pop disappear, cool. Now, if you're like Little Kim that makes soda cans disappear, like in that one fucking song, crazy work. But you go ahead. I tell you what, I challenge you, anybody, to take a Tootsie Roll Pop,
Pikachu.
eat it, lick it, and then you tell me how long it takes to get to the center of that motherfucker, and then we'll figure it out. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, it takes about 1,000. All right, people. This was a fun fucking show. I had some incredible guests. I have some incredible people. My wife, first and foremost, thanks for joining the show. She's over there crocheting and listening to the show at the same time because she want to make sure I'm not talking shit about her.
Talented.
Nah, she's just a supporter, of course. But I feel like sometimes she's just monitoring to make sure I'm not talking shit about her. Sometimes. But she's going to find out tonight what it takes to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop. Also, shout out to Captain James. Captain James 994, executive producer, co-host, and co-creator of the TikTok version of this show. And of course, shout out to Mahal, who passed by. Jolie, thank you so much for stopping by as well. And Drip Too Hard, definite big thanks to you stopping by, adding some perspectives to some of these questions, and giving us a little bit of your lively wisdom. I feel like we need more of that. And again, I'm struggling with a female audience. It's not this show. I just want to show this show is not like one-sided. What's the term I'm looking for? We're chauvinistic. We're definitely not a chauvinistic show, but like we're trying our best to get everybody included in the show. So shout out to Drip, shout out to Jolie, Mahal, Captain James 994, Skinless Chicken Nugget. Thanks for stopping by, talking shit as usual about me looking like Urkel and fucking, my Lobs hat. Thanks for stopping by as well. And Ampy, thanks for giving me gifts and stuff. And then, yeah, everybody, thank you for stopping by. And again, this was a fantastic show. Tomorrow will not be a show. Wednesday will be a show. Okay. Got a lot of topics. It's kind of hard to go through the Rolodex of topics to see which one I'm going to pick that seems very fitting, but I'll get to it. But right now, it's time for me to go to bed because I'm looking at the time. It's about that time. All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining me on the show. What did you say?
Cookies. Homemade cookies.
Oh, my wife made some slamming ass chocolate chip cookies. I'm about to go eat one now, and it sucks because I'm supposed to be fasting at this time now.
So they can see.
I can't get up and see right now. You're gonna have to get up for me to show the cookies real quick. All right, you know what? Don't worry about it, because they're gonna probably be gone by tonight or maybe tomorrow morning. All right, but no, she made these really good chocolate chip cookies. She's gotten into baking again. You know what I mean? And she's been making some stuff. She made like pumpkin cookies, pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. She made, blondies a few days ago, and now she made these ridiculously chocolatey chocolate chip cookies, and they're fucking delicious. All right, but anyway, I'm blabbering because sometimes I don't like getting off the show, and sometimes I gotta yank myself off the show. But anyway, thanks for joining me, and we will do this again Wednesday morning for you guys, Wednesday evening for me. So tomorrow I get a bit of a break as I flip through the topics and see what I'm gonna do next. Meanwhile, stay tuned, and we will do this again next time. Thank you, everybody, for the support. Have a great evening. Peace out. Later.